As time continues to go on, Trevor Bauer's future looks brighter and brighter regarding a potential return in future in Major League Baseball, something I don't think I could have said a year ago. His original 2-year suspension was reduced to just a little over a 1-year suspension, and although the Dodgers did release him and no MLB team seemed even remotely close to signing him for the league minimum, which really showed how turned off or just afraid of the backlash every team was with a potential Bauer signing. Despite all of that, and Bauer having no other choice than to go across the world and play in Japan for a year, he and the original accuser that basically sent him out of Major League Baseball recently dropped their respective lawsuits against one another, with Bauer then releasing a video revealing some further damning evidence to show that this woman, Lindsay Hill, lied and had intentions of hurting Bauer's reputation and pocket to begin with, even before she originally came out to accuse him. And I'll admit, I'm not completely sure if this was after or before she slept with Fernando Tatis Jr. Or wait, was it Mike Clevenger?
I ain't take my medicine this morning.
What medicine?
5 milligrams of don't choke that hoe.
Oh, it was both of them, along with Bauer, and God knows how many other athletes.
I left Bauer's house.
Not you. Look how you jumped on. I'm talking to you.
We've known this for a while now, but Bauer was also never criminally charged with anything. So when you compare his situation to some other players who were able to continue playing in MLB, players who are still playing today, I think it would be ignorant to say Bauer doesn't have a good chance at finding a team to welcome him back to the big leagues. And the thought that he really could be returning looks even more likely after a recent report coming out of the GM meetings last week in Arizona. Really quick, I'm trying to get to 140,000 subscribers before 2024, so if you enjoy the content and haven't hit that button yet, consider doing so. Thank you. A recent tweet and report out of the GM meetings from John Heyman read this: Trevor Bauer's agents John Fedorov and Rachel Luba are meeting with teams in hopes of finding Bauer a job back in MLB. Bauer went 10-4 with a 2.76 ERA for Yokohama, including 9-2 with a 1.97 ERA over his last 15 starts. His fastball ticked up 1 mile per hour on average, hitting a 99.3 max. So right away, despite the 2.5-year hiatus from pitching in Major League Baseball, it doesn't seem like Bauer's lost his step or is too rusty or anything. He did actually get demoted earlier in the year during the Japanese season to one of their minor league teams to basically regroup and figure some things out. It was never going to be permanent, but with his struggles at the time, he and the team, the Bay Stars, agreed to have him go down and work on improving for a little in the minors. He'd come back not long after, and as you see from this tweet, Bauer just straight up dominated for the rest of the year, especially in his last 15 games. Does this prove that he can come back to America and become an ace on any big league team? Of course not. But the Japanese league isn't made of a bunch of scrubs. That's not really how it works. So for anyone to be good in Japan means a lot and shows potential for how one can pitch in the big leagues. Look at Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the 25-year-old starting pitcher who has only ever pitched in Japan his entire career so far, yet here he is expected to get at least $200 million in free agency with a team in the majors. So Bauer didn't show much rust results-wise, and like Heyman also reported, his stuff actually improved, if anything, with Bauer increasing his fastball velocity on average. So just based off talent and Bauer's chances of helping out a team, there isn't an issue there. The only issue really does seem to remain as the potential negativity Bauer would bring to a team signing him, whether it's clubhouse drama, fan backlash, stuff like that. There will always be fan backlash no matter what. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious at this point that some people have fully made up their mind on Trevor Bauer. It doesn't matter what comes out, positive or negative against the guy. There are just haters and then people who love him. It's how a lot of people are just in general in today's society, it seems. You ride or die with someone no matter what, or you hate them and want them dead no matter what. So whatever, you can't prevent fan backlash. As far as potential clubhouse drama and players or potential teammates not liking him, well, that seemed to be the narrative over the last couple of years, when there were reports that the majority of the Dodgers clubhouse didn't want Bauer back on the team. Well, come to find out that was actually never accurate. How do we know that? Well, when Mookie Betts, the literal face of the Dodgers, is coming out and publicly showing his love and support for Bauer while being a correspondent for the league during the World Series, that tells you a lot. And then after I made a video about that, the literal man himself, Trevor Bauer, left a comment virtually confirming that the reports about his teammates not wanting him back was a bunch of bull. And in this moment, Bauer also confirms why players were initially unfollowing him on social media and not speaking out to support him, Mookie included, which of course at the time really helped the narrative that they all hated him. Here's exactly what Bauer said. The story about the clubhouse was completely fake and fabricated from the beginning. happening, and I have plenty of text to prove that. When situations like this happen, every player on the team is told to not say anything, unfollow the person on social media, distance yourself from any talk about it, and try to avoid distractions. I've been a part of those meetings on both sides now. Gives the people in charge free rein to leak whatever they want to the media to try and manipulate the narrative how they see fit. Whenever you see anonymous sources quoted in an article, that's what's going on. People in power are using the media to manipulate perception on a certain issue. Interesting stuff by Bauer, and I do appreciate him commenting and leaving all that behind the scenes info for not just me, but for everyone to see in the first place. So Bauer's agents are now actively playing their part in bringing him back to the big leagues, and it's clear that the backlash and overall controversy is his biggest obstacle, as a number of fans are already so angry just seeing that these meetings are taking place. I'm not even going to go over some of these tweets you'll find of fans who hate Bauer and wouldn't support him making a return, but I do feel like those kind of people are a small minority. I'm not here to lecture you, the viewer, and tell you how to think. You can love or hate Bauer all you want. Either way, you're welcome here and free to say whatever you want in the comment section without me deleting your comments or whatever stupid crap like that. But in my opinion, I do feel like the crowd that's anti-Bauer and wouldn't want to see him back in baseball under any circumstance is a small minority. A loud minority, but a minority nonetheless. Most people seem to at least just be okay with him potentially returning, not necessarily because they're all massive fans of him, but because they just feel like he should be allowed to play again and given the opportunity. And I especially feel that way over the poll I just recently put out on the channel, asking if you would support Trevor Bauer pitching in Major League Baseball again, with the vast majority voting yes. Hell, there's even this comment from a fan on my poll saying he can't stand Bauer, yet still thinks he was done dirty and deserves to play. Here's another one. I still hate him as a person, but regardless, because he was proven innocent, he deserves another chance. So Bauer is continuing to make a push for his return. People are angry about it, but most seem to be at least open to the idea, if not full on in support of it, whether it's the players like Mookie Betts or the fans. Either way, we have an interesting offseason ahead for so many different reasons, so many different teams and players, with Trevor Bauer and his potential return only adding to those reasons. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.